All right, guys, that was the last thing I expected from this game. I was completely expecting an easy Jazz win. That was not what happened. Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd postgame show. All right, guys, before we get into this, let's talk about our sponsor, PrizePicks. Go to prizepicks.com, use promo code HoopsNerd, and you can sign up and get up to $100 matched by PrizePicks. You put $5 down, they will add $5, but only if you use promo code HoopsNerd. So go to prizepicks.com and use it. It's free money. It's on me. By the way, it supports the channel, and if you're thinking about doing it, go do it. Use promo code HoopsNerd, and I would really appreciate it. All right, let's talk about the Dallas Mavericks. They were missing everyone. Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, Davis Bertans, one of the Morai twins, and I think someone else. They were missing basically everyone. But the Jazz could not stand the power of Josh Green. All right, can I just say something? So you all know who follow this channel. I also manage SLC Dunk and cover the Utah Jazz. Every year, SB Nation managers from every team come together and do a mock draft. Every team gets to make the pick for their team once the draft order is set, and we all get to pick someone. Well, the Jazz that year were after I think that in that draft, I think Josh Green went like 17 to the Mavericks, and I was mad because I wanted to get him at like 21 where the Jazz were at. So the Jazz in that draft, and I can't remember what the Jazz did, something stupid. But anyways, I wanted Josh Green really bad. And in the mock draft, he was available. I picked him. I have been rooting for Josh Green ever since. And this season, he has taken a leap. And tonight, he had the game of his career. Holy smoke. Plus 39 for Josh Green. I mean, is it time to start talking about the Josh Green MVP candidacy? Maybe. Tonight, 10 for 17 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3. Perfect from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 29 points. And helping the Utah Jazz get closer to Wemby. So thank you, Josh Green, and thank you for making me look just a tiny bit smarter today. I appreciate it because I've been feeling bad about that pick. But for reals, though, I have felt like Josh Green, if he could just get some time, could really show some things. He has solid size at 6'7". He showed he could defend. Where was he at? It wasn't Arizona. That's right, Arizona. And he's having good numbers this year. Let's see, what is for the year for Josh Green? Curious. I just want to make myself feel better. Isn't that all that matters, really? 41% from 3, 55% from the field for the season. Certainly feels like maybe it's time to give this guy a little bit more time on the floor. Perhaps some of us who partake of the NBA draft know what we're talking about. Just kidding. I don't know what that was. I'm just happy that my pick turned out nice. He's turning out to be a nice player. And honestly, if he develops, he's a perfect player to play alongside Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, because they just lose Dorian Finney-Smith, who is one of the better wing defenders in the NBA and shooters. And so if you can replace him with Josh Green, then maybe that makes that trade. And maybe that was part of what went into that trade. Maybe they thought, well, Josh Green's playing well. Let's just play Josh Green. That means we can give up Dorian Finney-Smith, and now we add Kyrie Irving. I did a Kyrie Irving video on my NBA channel. You can go over there and watch it. I'm trying to grow that channel to be my overall NBA channel that connects to TikTok and Instagram. We'll see if I keep doing that. Or maybe I should just change this channel back to all NBA. I don't know. But anyways, Josh Green had a really nice night tonight. Reggie Bullock looks like he's having a better three-point shot. I mean, he's got that weird thing where he shoots threes better at the end of the year than at the beginning, and it happens like every single season. Dwight Powell had a night. Look at that. 16 rebounds, 12 points, and Tim Hardaway Jr. knocked down some threes, although the two-point shot wasn't there for him. 17 points. I don't really know. I know Jayden Hardy. Isn't he the rookie? He had a monster night. Look at that, 29 points. Holy smokes, I didn't realize it was that good. Jayden Hardy, 6'3". He looks smaller than 6'3" on the floor, to be honest. I don't know anything about it. 2022 round 2 pick 37. So early second round pick. But look at this. Turning into something nice. And this season, 41 from the field, Okay, well, he smoked the Jazz tonight. That's all that matters, okay? It's okay. Sometimes you just ignore the stats and you just stick to your biases, right? Isn't that what we all do? Anyways, this Dallas Mavericks team is going to get an influx of players here soon, and obviously Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. And like I said in that video, I'll just say, Kyrie Irving is someone that can detonate a locker room. We've seen him do it multiple times, multiple teams. It will likely happen with the Mavericks at some point as well. But on paper, it makes sense. Kyrie Irving playing off a big MVP caliber wing. We know what happens there. We saw what happened in Cleveland. He has to be the second fiddle on a team. But when he is, it's really good. And we even saw it in Brooklyn. When Brooklyn's been healthy and Kyrie Irving has been on the floor with Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant's the man, they're absolutely unstoppable. So good. But as soon as like turmoil hits, as soon as some real adversity happens, or things don't go his way, or he probably gets up too early in the morning, if someone gets his Starbucks order wrong, if they give him his wrong order at McDonald's or Burger King, and then he has a bad day, then it just tears everything apart. Everything just goes to bad. Okay? So we'll see if something happens with Kyrie Irving, but basically it's kind of a ticking time bomb. But maybe he'll be happy. He might be playing for a contract. And you know what? It's a massive gamble, and if it pays off and they win a title this year, then isn't it all worth it? Isn't the point of all of this to win a title? If he just can be happy and prove for the next 3 months that he can stay sane and it works, then, you know, the Mavericks made a great trade. So we'll find out. All right, let's talk about the Utah Jazz. They didn't play well today. That is the analysis. Thank you for watching the show. Lauri Markkanen did not hit threes tonight. He couldn't hit a three to save his life. He was a minus 23 for the game. Look at this. 9 for 17 from the field, so his field goal percentage was good, but the three-point shot wasn't there. 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. Lauri tries on defense, but I don't know if he's a good defender. I think he's an average defender. What helps him is he's big, and he does try. He does try, which is half the battle, right? Isn't that what G.I. Joe said? Knowing is half the battle. Well, in the NBA, trying is half the battle, right? Kelly Olynyk also played in this basketball game tonight. That's the analysis. But actually not too bad. Kelly Olynyk, I still stay as someone who likes Kelly Olynyk playing on the floor. I think when he's playing major minutes, it's tough to be an elite basketball team, but he does do some nice things, and he does move the ball. 3 assists. He's always around 3 or 4 a game, and he moves it. You know? Walker Kessler had a nice field goal percentage, 6 for 9. Very nice. 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 blocks. But I would say that these last 2 games for Walker Kessler have been pretty tough. He has hit a little bit of a rookie wall these last 2 games, and we'll see if he kind of bounces out of it. I wonder if there's a little bit of just like tired legs, you know? I mean, this is this first real stretch of getting starter minutes. He's on like game 12, 13 of starting, and I wonder if just the grind and how grueling an NBA season is catching up to him a tiny bit. You know, being an NBA player is grueling, you know, especially when you have like 3 games in 5 nights. You have back-to-backs and things. You're flying on a plane and then having to play the next game and stuff like that. But, you know, I wonder if that's just hitting him and it's impacting his play. But even on a bad night, you know, he's putting up 13 and 9 with 3 blocks, and that's a bad night. So that just tells you how good Walker Kessler is and how good he can be. I think we need to be a tiny bit careful not to consider Walker Kessler the next Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, because I don't know if that's what he's going to be. But he's certainly showing that he is an NBA starting and high-level defensive center for the next 10, 12 years at least, because he is just just the natural ability he has on the defensive end is remarkable. And then his touch and his offensive game is obviously already like way beyond whatever Rudy Gobert was. Obviously, Gobert was superior defensively, but with his instincts and what he does, I mean, he can get to that level, I think, or at least close. And then when you consider the offensive touch and how he can improve his game, I think it's interesting. By the way, someone on Twitter DM'd me the other day, and I think it's someone who watches the show. I can't remember. Sorry, apologies. Whoever that was. I think it's one of the members. I forgot. I'm sorry. But anyways, messaged me and just talked about how Did you know Walker Kessler took 53s in college and made like 13 of them? So not a great percentage, but he was taking them. So, you know, he's willing to take the shot, and we'll see. Maybe that's something he can work on. And if he can actually spread the floor consistently, and that's a giant if, because that shot is not super, super beautiful. But who knows? Maybe. But you know what? You know what I wouldn't mind seeing if he starts taking one or two. Why not? If the Jazz are tanking after trade deadline and All-Star break, why not? Why not? Jordan Clarkson, let's see. So couldn't hit a three as well. I mean, this is kind of right here a little bit of what happened with the Jazz. Look at this. 1 for 7 from 3, 0 for 5 from 3. Ezekiel Raisibe, member for 23 months, almost All-Star for 2 years. Much love from Australia. Ezekiel Raisibe, the man from down under. Can you believe it? We started memberships almost 2 years ago. That's crazy. 2 years ago we started this thing. And I wasn't even sure if I wanted to do memberships. I didn't even know if anyone would want to do it. And this is what happens. So this is pretty cool. I know this little channel is like, you know, it's a passion project. It's a lot of fun. I don't know whatever this will be, but I will do this forever, honestly. If everyone wants to watch and join and have fun, I'll do this forever. But anyways, thank you, Ezekiel. I appreciate it. You guys are incredible. 2 years. Unbelievable. Anyways, just back to Jordan Clarkson. This right here. Look at that. Between the two of them, they went 1 for 10 from 3, and those are the two top scores for that. But look at this. 15 free throws for Jordan Clarkson. And it just shows how, you know, Jordan Clarkson scores 26 points on 19 shots. Last year, Jordan Clarkson isn't doing that. You know, he has a bad shooting night like tonight, and it's just a bad night because he wasn't going to the free throw line. But tonight, he was going hard to the hoop, and good things happen when that happens. 80% from the free throw line. This is efficiency. It's creating points when the points weren't there. So Jordan Clarkson was certainly not the reason the Jazz lost tonight. Mike Conley turned his ankle near the end of the game, but look at this. 10 points, 11 assists. Vintage Mike Conley. We'll see. It's just kind of the most, if you're interested in trading Conley, that's kind of the worst timing ever to kind of tweak his ankle. But 10 points, 11 assists. I bet he won't play again until post All-Star break. And we'll see if he gets traded. We'll see. I had one of the Laker writers DMing me asking about Conley. I think the Lakers right now and their fans are going through it. That whole Kyrie Irving thing was a ploy by the Lakers to get him there, and he goes to Dallas. So, poor, you know, I don't know if anyone feels bad for Laker. That's just against Jazz code, but they certainly are not having the greatest of times. It was the worst of times, and it was the worst of times for the Lakers this year. when LeBron James is tweeting out emo tweets like "maybe it's me," you know, like, have you ever gone to your Facebook page and you look at some of the things you Facebooked like 12 years ago, and every single one is the most cringe thing ever? Someone made the funniest joke the other day. I can't remember who it was, but and they just said Facebook is basically a app that lets me know whose birthday it is and that I was super weird 10 years ago. Made me laugh. Anyways, 11 assists. Look at this. Double-double for Mike Conley with assists. Really cool. Colin Sexton took 3 shots. 6 free throws, though. 10 points. Malik Beasley. Look at that. The 3-point shot is coming back, and you can bet that other teams are watching this. And then Rudy Gay is really helping the Jazz get Wembanyama. Tonight he did some, although, you know, 45% from the field, but he's actually, ironically, a +4. But anyways, every time Rudy Gay gets an ISO, an Angel gets his wings. Udoka Azubuike played in this basketball game, and he played for 8 minutes, 47 seconds, and he contributed to a loss. Here's the thing, you buttheads. Everyone who said that Dennis Lindsey made a terrible pick, you know, picked a center that no one wanted to pick, that no one thought was a first-round pick, and he said, I'm picking him in the first round. Well, guess what? Dennis Lindsey was playing 3D chess, baby. He knew that Udoka Azubuike was going to help the Jazz get Wembanyama in the long run. It was 3D chess. All you people who talked bad about that pick, how about now, guys? How about now? Y'all wanted Desmond Bane? Who needs 40% plus from three? Who needs big time shot making and playmaking at the guard spot when you were having an aging point guard in Mike Conley? Who needs that? When you can get Udoka Azubuike, who doesn't know how to play basketball still, and is going to help you get Victor Wembanyama. Dennis Lindsay knew what he was doing. All you guys, joke's on you. Ochai Baji took 3 threes and made one of them, and that's all that he did. All right, that's my analysis of Udoka. Anyways, I have to say this one thing, and we've talked about this before. This Jazz team has terrible defense. Let's just do a quick update on the defensive rating. Offensive rating after tonight, still holding strong. The Utah Jazz, the number 3 offense in the NBA. Crazy. Crazy. Let's look at that offensive rebound percentage. This is part of it. Number 6. Unless this hasn't updated. That. Yep, number 6. Offensive rating, number 3. All right, defensive rating. Where are we at? 26. Terrible Jazz defense. Terrible, 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 terrible. It's bad. And so what happens is when you have one of the best offenses in the league mixed with one of the worst defenses in the league, you're going to see bad teams like this be able to score on you. And then you're going to have big runs by the Jazz like they did tonight. They were up 15, but because their defense is terrible in the second half, they weren't able to get a stop. And so the Mavericks just were able to score, and the Jazz offense kind of sputtered. And there you go. There you go. That's kind of the Jazz season in a nutshell. And every game is close. Why? Because every night you've got just this huge variance and things are going on. So you can get a lead, but it's not going to be there because your defense is bad. But even if they're ahead, the Jazz have such a good offense that they just this every night. I should just do this all show. But anyways, that's part of what's going on this year. And so, you know, one of the things the Jazz need to do in this draft is draft defensive switchable wings, athletic defensive players that can switch and guard multiple positions, because that is what you need to play good defense and win in the playoffs. And there's a bunch of those guys in this draft. If the Jazz could nab like 2 of those types of players, great. And DWCB, there may be no D in Wembanyama, but you can't spell win without Wembanyama. Anyways, if you get Wembanyama and you can play him next to Kessler, guess what? You just all of a sudden have a really nice defense because Kessler can guard the rim. Wembanyama can roam the floor. I mean, I don't get my hopes up. I'm like freaking Hawkeye in Avengers Endgame when he's killing guys in Japan or whatever it was, and what's her name? Black Widow shows up and says we have a plan, and I'm like what's his name? I already forgot his name. I'm like Hawkeye turning around. Don't give me hope. You know what scene I'm talking about. You know what scene I'm talking about. Since the Jazz didn't re-sign Doak, he just looks disinterested and like he doesn't want to be there anymore. Probably. He doesn't look interested in learning about basketball anymore. I can tell you that. My gosh, that guy. I thought he'd be better. He's so big and he's so athletic. Remember, he can literally, at one point, and he's had some terrible injuries a little bit in his defense, but the guy coming out of the draft could literally touch the top of the backboard with his athleticism. It was bonkers. And just nothing has come of it. He just is not an NBA caliber player. That's okay. That's okay. Got some money. I wish I got paid what Doak did. I'll tell you what. All right, guys, it is time for our nightly Tankathon lottery. And with this loss, look at this, Kenyals. We didn't even do our screen share today. What am I doing? I forgot completely. Well, at least we did it at the end, right? So anyways, 27 and 28 tonight after this loss. That puts them at the same loss. I mean, they are only 1 loss worse than Washington at the 6th spot. Are you kidding me? The time is right, and the time is now. Make the trade, Danny. JB Just Buckets. Yes, I am going live for trade deadline. I'm taking Thursday off from my day job. I'm going to just be here with you guys for like an hour for fun. Okay, let's do this. Gotta scratch my ear. Sorry. Let's see. All right, Utah is now number 13, but look at this. Chicago's coming strong. Won 3 in a row. Utah's just now lost 2 in a row. If we can start jumping these fools, we will get to that number 6 spot. All right, let's see what the Jazz get. Oh, skunked again. Indiana jumps to number 1 and gets Wembenyama to pair him with. Holy smokes, would that be crazy or what? If Indiana got the number 1 pick and paired him with Ty Halliburton, that team would be title contenders. Let's see. So at 13, we get Jet Howard, shooting guard from Michigan, 6'8". This guy is absolutely lights out shooter. The Jazz have Kenny the Jet Smith on there. Oh my gosh. Didn't Kenny the Jet play for, or no, Jet. What was his name? Not Kenny the Jet Smith. It was, he played with Dirk Nowitzki. What was his name? The Jet. I can't remember his name. Anyways, he's their assistant coach. I believe I can't remember if he went to Michigan. But Jet Howard plays for Michigan and can shoot the absolute threads off the ball. So, interesting right there. But Utah needs one of these guys. Come on. Come on, Jazz. Jason Terry, right? The Jet. That's right. Thank you, JB. So is it fate to get Jet Howard to pair him with Jason Terry? Thank you, Ezekiel Lee. Thank you, my friend. Perhaps. Perhaps. All right, let's give a shout out to our All-Stars tonight. All of you that make this channel what it is. I thought I pulled it up, but I'm a dummy and I did not. All right. All right, let's give a shout out to the man from down under, Ezekiel Riceve. See ya, Lexalator, Built Ford Tough, Alexander Tufts, Jerry Chanderbilt, Shad Therick, Jorge Arrizaga, mi amigo de Baco, Baby Elliott Matson, Jordan the Goat Best Roll, Just Buckets JB, Zap Watts, Total Game Domination TGD, Christian House Money to Haas, Tyson Price, The Price is Right, X marks the spot for Zintis, Joshua Hansen, the Danish Destroyer, Austin R. Grant, Editor Extraordinaire, Donald Schooley, schooling all of us, DW to CB, Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer, Patrick Kukuba, the Connoisseur, and Robert Hall of Fame. Guys, this is a great draft to get up here. Look at this. Even if you don't get to like 6, look at this. If we got Nick Smith Jr., I would be so happy. This guy has that fire. And I tell you what, if we could get Nick Smith, I'd be super stoked about that because that guy looks like he's going to be a 12-year borderline all-star, just smooth as could be player. He is smooth as could be. That is the best way I describe him. Go check out Nick Smith Jr. highlights. The guy has fire and he's just kind of good at everything. And I think if someone's like good at everything, that's a good sign of them being good in the NBA. Especially if you're a 6'5" point guard with athleticism and just smooth as butter. All right, guys, I will talk to you next time. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel and make sure that you go to Prize Picks and use promo code HoopsNerd. I will talk to you next time.